Hello sewing friends and welcome back to the channel. My name is Annette and I'm sewing in Michigan. I'm sure you've noticed the slight change of venue here, slight change in our surroundings. I'm in the car, obviously. I am on my way out of town for a couple of days to see family, but I wanted to do my Sew April Blouse reveal. I wanted to talk a little bit about Me Made May, and I have other things I need to disclose or reveal to you as well. So I thought I'd take you along for the ride with me since I didn't have time to film this at home this morning before I left. So, quick catch up on what's been going on. As many of you know, I'm a university professor. We just finished our spring semester. Commencement was Saturday. Grades were all due from faculty by noon on Tuesday. It's now Thursday. So I got all my grading done, got all of that submitted, and went out to lunch with some lovely colleagues on Tuesday. Was planning on getting out of town Wednesday morning, but I just needed more time. I needed a bit of rest. I needed to run some errands. I just couldn't hop in the car and go at that point. I just needed an extra day, so I let my family know that I would be leaving today instead of yesterday. And that extra day made all the world of difference. You know, we really do have to look after our own mental and physical health sometimes and give ourselves grace and give ourselves the extra time we need. And I needed that extra time. So I was able to get a few things done that I really needed to do. So I'm headed up north to see family for a couple days, and then I have to turn around and come right back because, let's see, on Sunday I'm the reader at church, so I have to be there to do that. And then starting Monday is our summer semester, and I'm teaching 2 classes in summer, and I only have one of the 2 prepared yet. So my laptop and stuff is in the back of the car. I'm taking that with me. So I'll probably have to do some work while I am visiting my family. All this to say, I did finish my Sew April blouse, and I posted it on Instagram, and I tagged Cloth Edit and Sewn on the Tyne as we were instructed to do. I'm really proud of it. I'll insert some pictures of it. I filmed a work in progress video on this blouse a couple weeks ago, so you might have seen part of the construction. I had gotten it to the point where all that was left was to put on the sleeves, and I just kept not getting around to doing it. And then finally last night I put on the sleeves, and I had a little mishap. Kind of funny. After I set in the sleeves, well, I set in the first sleeve and I clipped some little notches under the arm, and I took out the gathering stitches, and then I flipped the blouse inside out, and it looked beautiful. The sleeve head was gathered very prettily. Everything was fine. And then I sewed in the second sleeve, clipped the underarm seam, took out all the gathering stitches, flipped it right side out, and I had sewn the sleeve in upside down. So the shoulder was smooth and all the gathering was like in the armpit. It looked really funny. I should have taken some pictures of it, but I'm going, oh, I can't believe I did that. I guess it goes to prove that you shouldn't sew when you're tired, because I think that's why it happened. I was just tired. So I had already taken out the gathering stitches. I had already clipped the curve, so I had to unpick everything, regather the sleeve, and re-sew it in, being careful about the clips I had made earlier that were now on the shoulder instead of under the arm. Anyway, it's done now. It looks very nice, I think. I did something special with the cuffs. I decided I wanted long sleeves. This time of year, you sometimes want something with a sleeve when the weather is still a little cooler. So I put a long sleeve on it. And what I did was I lengthened the sleeve a little bit, put a deep hem in it, and then did an elastic gathering a couple inches up from the bottom of the sleeve. So instead of having the elastic around the very bottom of the sleeve, it's up a little bit, which made a ruffle then around the wrist. And this is a way I like to do a sleeve, whether it's a short sleeve or a long sleeve. If you put a deep hem in it and then sew a casing about halfway between the end of the sleeve and the top of your deep hem, and then thread some elastic through there, you get a lovely little ruffle at the bottom of your sleeve. So that's a trick that I used on this one, but I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out really pretty. I like the way I matched the buttons to the design of the fabric. So, April Blouse has concluded, and now we've completed Sew Frugal in March and Sew April Blouse in April, and now we're getting into Me Made May. And I do have some plans for Me Made May that I'll tell you about in a second. If you're not familiar with Me Made May, it's a little different from the other challenges we've had lately in the sewing community, in that you get to choose what you want to do. So some people have decided they're going to wear something me-made every day. Of course, you don't have to have 31 me-made outfits to do that. We all repeat our clothes. Some have decided that they're going to sew more. Some decide they're going to improve their sewing skills. You can set your own challenge. You don't have to document it. You don't have to post pictures or videos or anything like that. It's a time to reflect on our own sewing habits and to decide what we might like to improve upon. So, as I have been pondering this, I've been thinking about a couple of things. One of those things is works in process. I have quite a few half-finished garments. I have quite a few things that are cut out that I've never sewn up. And I would like to get a handle on that situation during the month of May. So one of the things that I need to do is to, go through my piles of stuff and dig out the works in process and see what stage they're at and decide how I'm going to prioritize them. So that's one of the things that I would like to do. Another thing I would like to do is to put myself on a very low to no buy for the month of May. I was recently going through my stash and sorting things out, and I have an incredible amount of fabric, more than I thought I did. There were piles of it in my dining room area. There were piles in my spare room. There was stuff everywhere, some of which I didn't even remember purchasing. So I'm trying to pull all that together and get it sorted out and to really take stock, honestly, of what I have. Now, I'm not going to forbid myself to buy anything because that has never worked for me before, but I do want to be a lot more mindful in my purchasing. A third thing that I'd like to do, and I've heard a couple other sewists commit to this, is to start looking at my old me-mades and deciding if maybe they need to be altered or passed on to somebody else or just changed up in some way. And the reason I say this is that because my weight has changed and my size has changed, I have several dresses that I made last year that are too large for me now. And my options would be to unpick the bodice from the skirt and to take in the bodice. That would be one option. Another option would be to reuse the fabric in a different garment. And that's tempting to me because I have a lot of dresses and I don't have very many tops, like cute work appropriate tops that I enjoy wearing that fit me. And so I'm kind of in a mode of making tops right now. So I'm thinking about maybe using the fabric from those dresses, which there's a lot of it because there's 2 or 3 of them. They have very full skirts that if I were to unpick the skirt from the bodice, I would have at least, I think, 2 yards of material just in the skirts. So I'm thinking about maybe remaking some of those. But at any rate, when I say I would like to use Me Made May to kind of get a handle on what I already have, I want to get a handle on those works in process, on the amount of fabric I have, and of what I might want to do to remake these old makes. And do very little new buying, but try to work through these things I'm talking about. So what I thought I would try is to say that for every new garment I make, I have to do at least one of these old things. Okay, so for every new garment I make, I have to finish a work in process or remake one of these old things. That's the challenge I'm going to set for myself. Now, will I be able to fulfill it? I have no idea. But it seems like a good task to set myself for this month of Me Made May. Okay. If I don't seem to know where to look, I'm recording this on my phone. I'm sitting in the car. I'm just kind of like not sure where the lens is. Sorry about that. Maybe you can hear the rain outside. It's really been pouring. At any rate, so I wanted to talk to you about my Sew April blouse. I wanted to talk to you about Me Made May. The other thing is my April fabric and pattern giveaway has now concluded, and I just need to draw the winners and publicize those, and I plan on doing that in the next day or two. I may also do a May giveaway. I'm thinking about it. We'll see how this goes, but for now I'm away from home. It's not easy for me to record or edit videos, so it might be a few days before those things happen. Okay. But I want to send you love and best wishes and happy sewing. I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.